Damon Martin MMA fighting here with the great featherweight himself, Giga Chikadze. And Giga, welcome back. Thank you so much, as always, for taking the time for me.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure to talk to you.
So, Giga, we talked after your last fight. I know you were anticipating a big fight. We mentioned at that point, Max Holloway, Yair Rodriguez were kind of your dream fights. About 2 weeks later, they matched them up together. And I got to admit, I was a little bummed. I was like, man, I thought that'd be a great fight for you. Then we find out Max got injured. Unfortunately, obviously wish him the best. And from my understanding, they have now offered you the Yair Rodriguez fight. So kind of walk me through what's going on right now.
Yeah, man. I called these guys out when I fought May 1st right away because both of them are really good fighters. Like the Max proved this year again how good he is. He had incredible performance. Unfortunately, he got injured, and I wish him the speedy recovery. But about Yair, man, didn't fight for 2 years old almost, right? And he's still ranked number 3. And they called me to replace Max, and I was happy to step in. But so far, no news, man. And I don't know how this guy gonna stay ranked 3 if he don't agrees on the fight, because he has not fought for a long time. And in this time, look at me. Like I was fighting, I had like 5-6 fights in the same time. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but if he step in, I will be very happy. But so far, no news about it.
Yeah, I saw your Instagram video that, they offered it, and it's been obviously at this point a few days since it happened. Have they told you, like, has he responded? Has he not? Has he, like, because it's weird, like, if he turns you down, that's one thing, but like, has he said anything?
So far, nothing. He has not contacted me, no engaged on my social media posts, and has not talked to UFC neither, because they have not heard anything yet from him.
Yeah. How frustrating is that? Because in a way, this is a better way to fight you. You'd be taking this fight on short notice, technically. I mean, it's only a month away, and he'd be getting you, on a month's notice. How frustrating is it that it seems like he's not responding?
Oh man, it's a big, I'm very upset on this because, plus I have to cut a lot of weights also if I'm gonna fight. But it's not surprise from him, this thing, because he's been doing this to not only me, he's been doing this for other fighters. Let's say the Zabit, he turned him down 4 times. And then he had the USADA violation, and UFC cut his contract, cut him from UFC. So I'm really upset on one thing. This guy is not number ranked 3. That's the only thing,
Yeah.
And I feel like my name should be more higher. And hello?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah. And, like everyone is talking about my opponents, how I beat non-ranked opponents and this and that. And Cap Swanson was in the older ages and stuff. But how I'm going to prove this guy is wrong if nobody fights me from top 10? Like, who I should fight? I've been calling out everybody pretty much, like Arnold Allen, Edson Barbosa, the Kelvin Kattar, Max, Yair, whoever don't have fight, I pretty much zombie now. It will be great fights, but nobody really accepts it. And now the champion has a fight with Brian Ortega, and pretty much only, whoever is available, everybody is not picking up the phone.
It reminds me a little bit, and I'm sure you've probably thought about this, but it reminds me of what Kamaru Usman went through a few years ago. He was tearing up guys, but he couldn't get anyone in the top 10 to fight him. And, he kept telling me over and over again, I'm the best in the world. I'm going to be the champion, but no one would fight him. Now we see what Kamaru is. Obviously he is the best in the world. He's by far the best welterweight in the sport. Is that the toughest part though? Because just like he went through, you need those guys to say yes so you can get to a title shot, because you're not going to get a title shot, not fighting the top 10 guys. You want to fight the top 10 guys.
Oh, yes, exactly. It's funny that me and Usman, we have the same manager. And I was talking the other day to Ali, and like, what's going on with this 10 top 10 UFC featherweight pussies? I was like, what's up with this? Why they are not fighting me? He was mentioning the Usman name and Khabib, that these guys had the same issue a couple of years ago. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't have an answer how these guys are top ranked fighters today. Back in the days when the fighter was a real fighter, and if he was in a ranking, he was going to fight anybody. He wouldn't dodge anybody. I mean, quality guys. And I am the quality guy. I'm a top 10. I was last year one of the most busiest guy, and I proved anyone already. And I want my main event fight. I know UFC needs me for 17 July, and I'm here. But, I'm just a little bit upset on this, but I'm in a shape. Good thing is I always accept the fights. I know how something's going to happen. I always train. Usually I don't announce my injuries, like, let's say last fight when I fought Cobb, I had tear hamstring, broken rib, and big issue on my lower back, but no one knew about it. And this is I'm going through every single time I fight. And I don't complain all this, I never complain anything about all that type of things. These guys get any little something injury or some mental issue. I remember that when I got in UFC, the first 3 fights, I was scheduled with the same guy. And this guy pulled out 3 times, all 3 times. We never fought. Mike Davis, if you remember this guy.
I do. I remember we actually did an interview about that. I remember talking about him. Yeah, that's right.
3 times. He pulled out 3 times, this guy. And he had mental issue. He had some, I don't know, man. Like, I don't understand these type of fighters, I'm different breed, and this is what I do for a living. This is what I love to do. And this is my hobby. This is my, I don't know, this is my everything. This is my little baby. I love to do this, and I love to show people every single time that I'm the best one, but I need my opportunity.
Absolutely. I know when you sent out the Instagram video, it was a pretty direct message to Yair Rodriguez, and obviously you've been waiting now a few days. In your mind, and we're sitting here right now. I mean, literally, the fight is just over 3 weeks away. I guess basically 4 weeks away at this point. In your mind, do you believe he'll accept the fight, or have you already put it in your mind that he's probably not going to accept the fight?
I'm still waiting, man. I think the UFC gonna give him a little hard time because this guy was cut. This guy made a lot of mistakes with the UFC. He back out 4 times from the beat, and he needs to do something to keep his ranking and keep this fight for the future with Max if he wants to fight in the future with Max. Because I don't think they just gonna reschedule this fight out of nothing. UFC needs a main event, big main event, good entertaining show for 17 July, and I know and I think he need to take this fight with me to have opportunity for future.
Yeah.
From his side, I believe he knows that he's going to lose with me, and that's why he's kind of avoiding me. But he got to take a chance to drink champagne,
Yeah, absolutely. I know when we spoke after your win over Cub Swanson, you told me that, the Yair Rodriguez matchup would be like Mortal Kombat, Sub-Zero against Scorpion, that kind of matchup. But in terms of matchup, like how, obviously in your head, I imagine you're already kind of preparing for him, hoping you get the fight. How do you feel that fight with Yair would play out?
Honestly, it's going to be very, very entertaining fight. Yair, he has his Taekwondo background, all the flashy kicks. and this is what I do. But plus, I have the better punches as well. I know it's gonna be too long, this fight, but if this fight gonna go with decision, trust me on this. This fight gonna be fight of the year for sure.
Yeah, it's an amazing matchup, and I think stylistically it's just so much fun. And like I said, you've been waiting for this kind of opportunity, and now it kind of fell in your lap. You know, it seems perfect. Obviously, we wish Max the absolute best. You know, Max is a great guy.
For
Obviously,
sure.
hope he bounces back quick. But I mean, but how perfect would that be? You called out both those guys. How perfect would it be if you fight Yair July 17th and then you fight Max when he's healthy again? How perfect would that be?
I'm open to it, you know. Even between, I would love to fight Yair now, and I would fight somebody from top 10 again before Max heals up, and I would fight Max when he's healed up. Because look, the 1.5 year I've done like 6 fights, and I had different opportunities, and I always say yes, always said yes, you know, no matter what. The one time was my issue that I had the COVID, and the only time was that time I could not compete because of COVID. You know, they tested me, and I was like 5 days before my fight, and I'm still very sorry on this. You know, but then I just rescheduled they gave me new opponent like after 1 month. I fought right away after my COVID. Like actually after 2 or 3 weeks when I was cleared from COVID. So I love to fight. I love to be busy. And one thing, I'm going to promise you one thing. When I'm a champion, I'm going to defend my belt almost every single month. When I'm healthy, I'm going to fight every single time. You know? It's not going to be for me to have like 3-month camp, 4-month camp, and some vacation. No, I know I have a family, you know, but I'm going to have a time for family also. I always have a time for family. But beside this, I always going to be busy and always going to defend my belt and be a people's champ as well. Not just an official champ. I'm going to be people's champ too.
I love it. I saw on your Twitter you had the months laid out with all the fights. I loved it. You had all the different fights, so you've already got it mapped out, like how you could take month by month and take down the entire top 10, right?
Yeah, I need Dana support in this, all the matchmakers support to push this, and I'm gonna show you what is a Giga show. What I'm gonna show you every single month, amazing fights, and I know I'm gonna buy all the fans the heart and support.
I love it. You know, obviously, I want to stay positive because I think the fight with you and Yair should happen. I hope it happens. I mean, he needs an opponent. You're available. You're a top 10 guy. Makes all the sense in the world. But if it doesn't happen, if Yair doesn't, you know, take the fight, whatever happens, are you hoping that one of the other top 10 guys will eventually step up, whether it's Calvin Kattar, Edson Barboza, whoever it is?
Starting from Zombie to whoever step in the top 10, I'm taking anybody. You know?
Yeah. And there's fun matchups. That's the thing about it I don't get. Like, they're all fun matchups. You and Calvin Kattar would be a fun fight. You and the Zombie would be a fun fight. You and Edson Barboza, I said that after he fought. It's like, oh my gosh, I want to see that fight. Like, that's such a great fight. So any of these fights are fun. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, man. How can you not schedule me with the Yair or the Kattar or Edson Barboza or Zombie or I don't know, Lalen, like all those, everybody, all of those fighters in my division, they are amazing fighters. They have a very unique styles, very entertaining styles. And now if you pretty much like you playing the Mortal Kombat, you're choosing like Sub-Zero against Liu Kang, Sub-Zero against the Scorpion or something, you know, like definitely it's going to be every single time I step in with them, it's going to be a fun fight.
Absolutely. And I know you are a true mixed martial artist, Giga. I wrote the article on you about a month ago talking about how you believe, you know, you will be the best featherweight in the world, but right now you're more than happy saying you are the best striker in the featherweight division. It's funny because a lot of these matchups are fights that we'd imagine would be on the feet. You know, you think about Calvin, you think about Edson, you think about, you know, a lot of these fights, man. I just, like I said, I just want to see all of them. And judging by your schedule, you're ready to fight all of them in the next like 6 months.
Yeah, I also want to see all those fights as a fan. You know, I have myself as I am who I am, and I have inside my fan, Giga fan, who is a fan of the Max, who is a fan of all those fighters, because that's my passion. That's what I love to watch, and that's how I live with. And I want to see this Giga guy against these other fighters, because I know and I believe it's going to be the fun.
Absolutely. Last thing before I get you out here, Giga. Obviously, I know you had the message sent to Yair on your Instagram, but here we are talking. I'm going to get this out there right away. So if you have one message to Yair Rodriguez, if he's watching us talking right now, he's seeing the article out there, what is your message to Yair?
Just step in, man. Like, how can you dump me? Because we both are very similar style. And if you think you're the best and if you really want to be a champion, what's the problem to have the fight with the shorter camp Giga when you already been preparing with one of the best fighters inside the UFC? Come on, let's make this happen. Let's make the fans happy.
I love it.
I would say that just this.
I love it. Well, Giga, thank you so much for taking the time. Hopefully next time we talk, you got a fight booked. It's a top 10, but I hope it's the Yair fight. Like I said, that's a great main event. It makes a lot of sense. I'm going to hold out hope that one happens, but whatever it is, I hope you do get that opponent. And next time we talk, you're fighting a top 10 guy, because I think you've earned it. You deserve it. You're on an 8-fight win streak. You've demolished your last 2 opponents. I just think it makes all the sense in the world. And like I said, I'm rooting for you to get it. So I hope it happens.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.